Championship competition. It's going to be a very exciting day as we now have our top 8 in the world ready to continue the fight throughout the weekend for the title of the best for the year. My name's Glitter Explosion. Like FDOT said, we've got Ton and Infinity up here ready to talk you through all of the beginning of day 2. Ton, are you ready?
I'm very ready. I'm looking forward to this one. Yesterday we had a grueler of a Swiss stage, not just for the talent, but of course for the players as well. I think, realistically, we got a lot of competition yesterday, but this is where things get really, really interesting. The best 8 teams are here. Let's see how it all transpires.
Yeah, if today is anything like yesterday, I think this is going to be a banger of a day. We had an incredible amount of upsets yesterday. Honestly, I'm not going to rule out the same thing happening today.
Okay. All right, a little bit of chaos on the cards for today. I wouldn't be surprised if that, in fact, did happen. Before we get into all of that action, though, let's talk you through how everything works. If you guys are new here, if we missed yesterday and you don't know what is happening this weekend, we did all of our Swiss bracket yesterday. It was a long day. 16 teams started, and only 8 will continue on here today in our brackets. It will be a single elimination bracket as well, so it's only getting harder for our squads as they continue through trying to make it to our grand finals. And contrasting to yesterday, we had best of 3 when it came to this Swiss bracket. Today will be a best of 5.
Yeah, there's a lot of complexities in the Swiss bracket. To easily understand it, basically you got to win 3 before you lose 3, and there's some teams there, of course, that finished the day 3-0. They got out early. They got out an early day. Some teams had to go all the way towards the end of the day, but ultimately it was a crazy day of games today. Just so many upsets in the Swiss.
And then, of course, what we're going to be focusing on here today will be that bracket phase we keep talking about. Their performances now, slotting them in here. And these are going to be some difficult matches.
Yeah, it shook out very well for some of the...
I'll get that top dog prize pool of $400,000 once more. And if you've made it to this stage of the competition already, you've at least got yourselves, I think it's what, 40 grand, something like that. Some crazy amount of money. It's a lot of money, regardless. Yeah. Yeah, you're already doing pretty well for yourselves, but there's still a lot more money on the line.
Not too shabby for day 2 of the competition. Now, one thing that we have been highlighting a lot throughout the entire year, and especially this weekend, is the kind of rivalry between all of the regions. Let's take a look at which regions have made it through so far to day 2, because right now, China has all 3 of those slots that they came in with, they've managed to keep.
Yeah, and I don't think that's too much of a surprise to anybody, realistically. We knew that China coming into this side of things, we're one of the strongest regions, if not the strongest overall region. But the East v West battle, okay, is it that much of a battle anymore? I don't know. The East are looking real strong, but crazy to see Luminosity get themselves through in the way that they did. Galrus there as well from the West side, but East is just looking stacked right now.
Yeah, it's worth saying this is the same split we had going into the Final 8 last year, right? So we had 2 teams from the West last year, we have 2 teams from the West this year. That being said, shout out to the Garena region, by the way, because they've got both of the teams from that region still in the competition. Not a surprise to me.
Yeah, and if we're talking about day 1, we had lots of different teams that we were following coming into the competition, and we had some that kind of met our expectations and some that had a little bit of a surprise upset situation. Specifically, I'm talking about Vitality, a team that we were absolutely watching to see how it would all play out, and then a little bit of a hiccup kind of interrupted how they were playing, and then in the end, it ended up being their downfall.
Yeah, of course. Up against Tribe, I think for them, making a mistake in regards to a perk being used. They won the game 2-0, but then it was noticed and they didn't argue against